Hello, this is Celeste of Astrology by Celeste. I'm an astrologer, a coach, a teacher, and an intuitive. And I am here with the Pisces season forecast, where you're going to learn about the things to look out for, some of the bigger transits, as well as the lunations. And then I'm going to talk about guidance for each sign of the zodiac. And please, like, subscribe, and comment on my channel. And there's a little bell that you can check so that you get a notification when my videos go live. Okay, here we go. Okay, Pisces season. You can read this and pause if you want to learn more about me. The key thing is I am an astrologer, coach, and intuitive, which I already said. And I'm a Taurus sun, Aries moon, Cancer rising. And I do chart rectification in addition to natal readings, classes, and whatnot. Okay. I always like to start with a quote, but if these years have taught me anything, it is this: you can never run away, not ever. The only way out is in. And this really feels so relevant to the time we are in right now, because we are like coming into the eye of, it feels like a hurricane of energy around us. And going into the eye of the hurricane is the best way to deal with this energy. Like you can't avoid it. You have to go through it. And yeah, there are big revelations coming in Pisces season. Pisces energy desires spiritual experiences. It is empathetic, creative, sensitive on the high road. Now it can be deceptive, escapist, space cadet-y, just confused on the shadow side. But Pisces dissolves boundaries. There can be feelings of oneness. It is a water sign. Water is the feeling, emotional body. It is very intuitive, as well as it is mutable energy. It's two fish swimming in opposite directions. It's a double-bodied sign. This may become relevant at some point during this. If my Pollyanna hit comes, I will inform you. Yeah. Anyway, it's traditionally ruled by the planet Jupiter, the planet of expansion. Jupiter makes everything bigger. And Neptune in modern astrology. Neptune sensitizes everything it touches. There's a desire to merge. Both of these energies of these planets, Jupiter and Neptune, are kind of boundless. They're just boundless. Think of the ocean. Think of, Pisces, I think of more like a stream, a river runs through it, like the running water. But yeah. Our belief systems, Jesus is associated with Pisces, and he's not a Capricorn. Okay, now, anyway, let's get to it. So I'm calling this blinded by the light, and I see this as the light of consciousness, information, the Saturn-Neptune conjunction, which is coming, which is bringing reality. And this is some hard stuff to Neptune. Like, we're being made aware of things that are so dark with this whole cabal of, the PDF people, these elites who think the rules just don't apply to them. They can indulge in any sick, depraved fantasy they feel like it. And fantasies are very Piscean. And today Poland has launched an official investigation into this. And I mean, this is, you know, hold on to your hats. Things are going to go ways that people aren't expecting. This is not just armchair stuff. If you're in this country, the United States, that's where I am, it's going to potentially, eventually affect us all financially, psychologically. Yeah, this is some big, big, dark stuff that has been happening. But what's done in the dark needs to come to the light for purification. And Aries, Saturn and Neptune are meeting at 0 Aries. This is 0 Aries. Aries is a fire sign. 0 is the first degree of the zodiac. Oh my God, I didn't put this transit on here. This is the biggest transit of the year, and it should be number 1 on here. Saturn and Neptune meet at 0 Aries on February 20th. Saturn's boundaries. Neptune dissolves them. Aries by fire. I'm calling this transit Dante's Inferno because these sickos are going to take us down through the 9 circles of hell from Dante's Inferno, where that we're going to be made aware of more and more things. And the sex stuff is just the tip of the iceberg. All of this manipulation, like the Call of Duty games being used to indoctrinate people. This man, Jeffrey, considers himself, he's like a Dr. Mengele. He is like this, sees people as a part of his laboratory. He was working with all these universities, doing all kinds of experiments and talking to people about stuff. So anyway, I'll stop with that because but it's the biggest story of this month. I pulled cards for the whole year, and for February the card I pulled was past lives. So these people who are just going on with their lives, you know, are being yanked into this as their past becomes revealed throughout this stuff. And it's going to become, this is how we're going to see the celebrity takedown of Pluto traveling through Aquarius opposite Leo. Leo types are celebrity, and Pluto types, there's oppositions come in through other people, unearthing things, humiliating and embarrassing Pluto transits can be. And Pluto makes small things big and big things small. So these you can think about how the survivors are becoming bigger and bigger than life, and the perpetrators are Leo type figures who are becoming small. I mean, the former prince Andrew was stripped of his royal titles, his birthright, because of his participation in this. And people all over the place, especially in Europe and in the Middle East, there's been stuff. They're mad at their leader because he's in these files. People are apoplectic about what has been going on. And they're right now mostly just mad about the abuse of the children, but there's a whole nother layer which will be revealed over time. Yes. South Node goes into Leo July 26th. That is going to be a big turning point right around then, because Saturn stations retrograde in Aries, and it's going to rip back this tape that's like, oh my God, it's like, I just felt like my skin was ripped off. That's like Saturn rules the skin. Aries. Okay, this is so dark. I got to move out of this energy because this is so dark. But the South Node goes into Leo, and the South Node digs things up and turns them out. And Leo celebrities and the special ones, royalty, all this sorts of things can be going on around that time. Yeah, that's going to be a big, 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 big time. But this stuff is coming to the light for our higher good. Andre Barbeau, a famous French astrologer, said this Saturn-Neptune conjunction is the most benevolent, potentially, configuration of this century. And I recorded a video. You can watch it here on YouTube about the Saturn-Neptune conjunction. So that's Pisces. Sun moves into Pisces, and then we have this big conjunction that's like a symbolic of, like, there's the last piece of a Jenga tower pulled out, and some tower just comes like crumpling to the ground. Today we had an avalanche. That's very Saturn Neptune. There was something this weekend somewhere, like a lover's place. I think it was in Italy, or it was somewhere in Europe, where lovers go at Valentine's Day. This thing, it was a structure that crumbled. Yeah, we're going to be seeing more and more. In China, there was like this road that became a sinkhole. It's the energy of this. Now, I live in California, in Southern California. There are all these rainstorms. So, like, more landslides may be possible with this energy, but it's intense. Intense, intense. I had been expecting a volcano, and a volcano's going off somewhere. Oh, in Hawaii. Yeah, the earth is like, whoo, it's putting off some steam. Yes. Now, we need to really buy this. And I mean, there's so much information coming out that, I mean, you got to protect your energy. Know what you can allow yourself to be exposed to and what you can't. I thank these, journalists and everyone who are combing through this stuff, or people involved in law enforcement. France has opened up some kind of law enforcement thing, combing through this stuff. And it's by putting all the details together, like all that, the things. It's so extensive. Yes. Now, Mercury's going to go retrograde in Pisces on February 26th through March 20th. We are in the shadow right now. So Mercury is going to stop at 22 degrees of Pisces, opposite the United States Neptune in the ninth house. So there's going to be a lot of talk about ninth house topics here in the U.S., which is the house of foreign affairs, universities. This could be what starts demonizing more than it already is science, because there's going to be stuff, I think, coming out about experimentation that's really dark. Yeah. Not just mind manipulation. We'll see what happens. Yeah. It's also religion, as well as legal affairs is a ninth house. Our philosophies, belief systems, but in terms of mundane astrology, foreign affairs, institutions of higher learning, and religious institutions, and the higher courts. Yeah, Supreme Court justice, maybe. We'll see what happens. And I keep getting watch what happens live. So we're going to see something on, but I think that's Saturn Neptune on the TV, on the phone. Yeah. And videos. Videos are a big thing with Pisces, because Neptune rules filmmaking. It's like these illusions that we think that look like they're real, but they're, it's not. It's for photographic paper. Yeah. So I totally lost my train of thought. I was talking about Mercury retrograde, starts at 22 Pisces, goes back to 8 Pisces, and then goes back on. So that part of your chart, look to your chart. What is between 8 and 22 Pisces? Do you have anything there? If so, the retrograde is going to merge. And Mercury retrogrades can be beautiful times to go within And you will learn things about yourself, about that house of your chart. Let me pull a card for that. Something to think about this retrograde for your highest good. Yeah. Sometimes you will get into conflicts or disagreements, especially around the days and stationing. To go retrograde February 26th, to go direct March 20th. And yeah, there will be conflicts and disagreements. Now, that's when the Clintons, Hillary Clinton first, and then Bill Clinton are supposed to be testifying. And Mars is squaring. Mars in Aquarius, a sign of groups like Congress, squaring Uranus in Taurus. So upheaval around pleasure, power, resources sorts of things. That is going to be something. Yes. Are they going to spill the beans? Or is it just a coincidence? No, it's not a coincidence. That's when they're supposed to be testified. But there could be potential delays as well. The retrogrades bring delays. So if you're traveling or anything around this time, give yourself extra time. Now, with the timing of the year, it can be a lot about weather causes delays. Mercury rules transportation, our thought process. It also rules commerce. So really be sure to double check your receipts. The one story of Mercury retrograde, I went to get myself some flowers, and it's a little old man who owned this flower shop. And he charged me $620 instead of $62 or something like that. Yeah, so watch your receipts. I don't think he was trying to scam me. I think he was just so old, you know. He was, having trouble seeing and all that. But it's going to be a time of heightened intuition, creativity, great time to go within, do journaling, do art projects. Watch out for overwhelm. This can be a lot of intense emotions around this time. The tears will be flowing. Let them flow. Profound insights. There is all of this with Saturn-Neptune, like mind-blowing things we're seeing that are like just totally changing our concepts of who people are, power structures, institutions. How can these people be doing these things? How could I be such a pawn and buy this BS? This is what people are going to be thinking. Beware of scammers. This is a big time where scammers can be coming to light. Yeah. Mars enters Pisces on March 2nd. Now, when Mars is at 29 degrees of Aquarius and the moon for part of that will be at 29 degrees of Leo, and then moves into Virgo, and then Mars moves into Pisces. So there's something going on. I think this is a bad storm, a high probability of heavy winds, storm, or fire, or people, a group gets into conflict, and it's like people just start throwing hands all over the place. And this could be like drunk brawling with this energy. Or people are fighting for their rights. And then you get like sprayed with a liquid. Mars attacks. So if you're, protecting your face is so important. Great time to take martial art classes. Dancing is a wonderful thing to do with Mars and Pisces. A great time to do the lambada, the forbidden dance. Yes, it is. Now, emotional conflicts can come up. You start fighting with your spouse or something, or your kid, and then you forget what you were even fighting about. Like, it's just an emotional thing. No motivation, some people may be feeling. Oh, I wanted to pull a Mercury retrograde card. The moon is in Pisces right now. I am all over the place. Yes, I am. It's amazing. I actually got a fair amount done today, despite the fact the moon was in Pisces. Okay. So Nine of Swords upside down. So the Nine of Swords is a nightmare card upside down. Watch out for letting your mind run away with you too much. This could be like the nightmare is over. So one of these authoritarians could exit the stage. And there are several of them out there. Yeah, I want to look here. I am loving this book. Anyway, never mind. I love this deck. It's called Mystic Psyche Tarot by Emily Balivet. I'll put a link in the show notes. But yeah, this can be restored faith. Wow. So maybe the Clintons are going to say stuff that, or it's something else. Why is our faith being restored? It signifies the beginning of recovery from mental torment and a pathway out of obsessive worries. You are regaining faith in a higher force, offering a more positive outlook and replacing fear with trust. This reverse card suggests a period of healing where you are learning to manage your anxieties and move towards peace of mind. It can also indicate that the worst of your worries are behind you and you are emerging from a dark period of renewed self-acceptance and forgiveness. So we'll see what happens. I'm just going to leave it at that and move on. But I love that. The nightmare being over, obsessive worries lightening. So what can you do during Mercury retrograde if you have been very anxious to go within in this Pisces season and use tools to really get yourself grounded and calm your anxious mind? Venus enters Aries on March 6th. Sadie Hawkins dance energy. Now this is patriarchal, but when I was growing up, the Sadie Hawkins dance was when the girls asked the boys to dance or invited them. This can be like, you're usually being the person who initiates affection or sex, and potentially the reversal, your partner does. There can be desire for autonomy in relationships. Venus is a planet of relationships, love, beauty, harmony. In Aries, it is in the sign of its detriment. Venus does not like to be in Aries. Its home is in Libra, where you try to find win-win solutions. In Aries, in relationships, it's like winner take all. It's kind of energy. So that's not very positive for relationships. Yeah. So you can think about that. Diplomacy falls apart because Venus will go through 29 Pisces where it is exalted and then fall into Aries in the sign of its detriment. It's like a detriment is like a person cast out of their estate with no hopes of recovery. So see if we see someone Venusian. They could be a woman, an artist, a banker who comes into some big trouble, or a couple who comes into some big trouble, or money goes up in flames. Yeah. Like inflation numbers come out and like $1 worth 15 cents kind of thing. It's not, well, let's hope not. But, yeah, you could stuff around that. And then there can be impatience and suspicion with your partner around autonomy. Sorry for the misspelling. Jupiter is going to station to go direct in Cancer at 15 degrees on March 10th. So if you have anything around 15 degrees of Cancer, that is great because, well, potentially, sometimes people can leave this Earth on Jupiter transits, but in general, a Jupiter transit, you're getting a big dose of abundance, a big dose of someone investing in you. Now, this can be a time where you think you can take on more than you really can, and you're just doing too much. You have just can overestimate your ability to do something. Now, it's an emotional sign of Cancer, so Jupiter makes everything bigger. So some people might be really, really emotional. And I think there's going to be big storms, like a deluge of water. That's what I get with that. The flood. Now, Cancer is a sign about security and the homeland. Cancer rules home, family, foundations. And there can be a we can be focusing in on some kind of national security event somewhere around the world. Family values can come in. Who knows what they're going to try to say next. The Heritage Foundation is really read Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale as a manual, a to-do manual, and they've got some 250-year plan. Maybe we're hearing more about that plan for America, where women are going to be, yeah. Anyway, we'll leave that at that. It's a great time to be generous. Maybe there will be talk about what do you call it? Somebody wealthy making us a big donation to something. But these people, like somebody may get carted off on this day who has done some crimes. The leader of the United States was born with Jupiter stationing, so this could be something important for him. Oh, and he was born on an eclipse, so eclipses can be important for him. But I'm calling this talking in your sleep, this retrograde. We already talked about that. But really be extra careful with intoxicants during this Mercury retrograde. There's a big potential to mix things up. There's going to be a crisis based on the fact that Mercury is in the sign of its detriment in Pisces, detriment and fall traditionally. And foggy thinking is going to lead to some kind of problem. Anyway, and could lead to conflict. Yes. See how when Mercury stations retrograde, Mars is squaring Uranus. Like there can be some conflict. This is like the song 99 Love Balloons, some conflict that comes out of nowhere that people are assuming. And there was a balloon that got shot down by the military thinking it was our cartel drone. So just be mindful, and be mindful if you have any anger about something. This could be a couple gets into a big fight over chores in the house or parenting responsibilities with the moon and Cancer, and it just gets really out of control. Next thing you know, you're not speaking to each other. A silence. Pisces, water signs are mute. Yeah. If you meet a new Valentine, take things slowly, because during the retrograde, you could learn new things about them. Well, you've already met your Valentine if you met one. But anyway, great opportunities to create works of arts. Misjudging timing. Use a stopwatch on your phone or something if you need the time for something. Yeah, when Venus moves from 29 Pisces to 0 Aries, I'm going to guarantee you somebody burns a cake or something in the oven because they misjudged the timing during Mercury retrograde in Pisces. Yeah, generous gifts from people helping the less fortunate. A great time to seek community. But this discovery of listening devices, surveillance, there's rumors that this big company that's named after Lord of the Rings has been surveilling like people in power the heads of companies, heads of states, and all sorts of stuff. We'll see if that's just a rumor and that their stuff, their tapes of everybody has been hacked. We'll see if it's just a rumor or it comes out at this time. Yeah. Propaganda is going to be exposed. I put that, and that's what we're finding out. I created this last year when I did a talk for Kepler College. Yeah. The magic of the moon. We work with the moon cycles to make the unconscious conscious. And every month we have a new moon and a full moon in order to, the new moons seed things. Full moons are like the full review, the beginning, the alpha and the omega kind of thing. Now, we're in eclipse season. So this is a time of heightened emotions, big turning points where big things happen. And the lunar eclipse is on March 3rd. And it's at 12 degrees of Virgo in the sign of the maiden. And the south node is in Virgo. It's at 8 degrees at this time. And so there's things coming up. Now, last year, Mercury went retrograde on the day of a lunar eclipse. And that story that came around then was about Signalgate, where the top officials in the United States were chatting on Signal about dropping bombs on the Houthis in Yemen. And a journalist in the Atlantic, they added him to the group chat by accident, a Mercury retrograde thing. Yeah, when Mercury and Venus were conjunct. And Mercury retrograde and Venus, I'm pretty sure they're going to meet. And people are going to make mistakes like that. I remember back when I was in corporate, this was early on, and people were getting laid off. And this woman got laid off, and apparently some executives were talking about her, and she got copied on the email. I don't know exactly what it said, but it was a big scam. I think she sued them for something. I don't know what happened. But anyway, yes, February 27th. So the day after Mercury goes retrograde, it meets Venus and Pisces. This could be, well, your partner may be saying to you, okay, you're drinking, you're drugging, your whatever is out of control. And can we get some control over this because it's too much? Yeah. And when the full moon becomes before the new moon, there's something that's really revealed. Somebody could be at the doctor, and the doctor says, your sugar is too high. With Venus and Pisces, you got to put down the candy, or else we need to put you on diabetes medication or something like that. Pisces rules medication, drugs. Virgo, your health. That could be like the full reveal someone experiences with this energy. So you may have like some big reveal about routines, rituals, and health. Deception could be revealed with Mercury retrograde. Now, silence is golden because there are going to be people, hopefully it won't be me, getting in fights with their booze during this time because something that's said, and something gets a little, like, it's like a fight, and afterwards you'll be like, I can't believe we had this stupid fight about this. Utilize your tools to manage anxiety. This can be people thinking they're seeing things they're not seeing. Be very careful, especially about the e-files. There's a lot that is coming out that's intentionally fake to try to discredit the stories. Yeah. Yeah, it just made me think about, like, at the last lunar eclipse, which was in Pisces, was a couple days before the podcaster was killed in Utah. So there may be something 6 months later that comes around that, or his widow, that, there's stories about her right now texting a young girl. She's like, all of this stuff. I mean, our minds are going to be so blown. The conspiracy theories like have a lot of truth to them. Oh my God, it's already mind blowing. So anyway, but these people need to be coming to justice. Now, So we have the full reveal. So something happens that we have to set an intention, or that leads us to set an intention at the new moon on March 18th in the sign of Pisces at 28 degrees. Almost the last degree of crisis and decay. 29 is that degree. And there is this fixed star Shiat that sounds like what it is. It's one of the biggest fixed stars. So there's something happening that's crisis around a Piscean theme, which can be, let's hope something gets busted right open that's about deception or scammers, are arrested or something like that for what they've been doing to people. That could be what happens with this. Yeah, or it could be like some huge storm, and then the sun goes into Aries and people are in a survival mode. But when that sun hits 0 Aries, there's going to be a blinding light about something related to Dante's circles of hell. These people, Saturn-Neptune, I've predicted bodies are going to be uncovered, whether it's at Zorro Ranch in New Mexico or somewhere else. They think they got rid of all the DNA evidence. They did not, because I have a paternity case makes news. I think it's going to be related to all of this stuff. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think a body's going to be uncovered by July 26th, because the United States is having a Saturn opposition, and Saturn will go retrograde in the 4th house, and that could be when the backhoe comes and digs up something. But I really think these people are going to be held to account. This is going to be, and it may be, some people may get caught up who had nothing to do with it, but their name's there and they're just, in big trouble. There's going to be this, people are going to really start rejecting putting these people on pedestal just because they can sing a song, act like a damn fool on TV, or act in a movie, make a lot of money, they're just moving things around in a hedge fund or whatever. People are going to start really rejecting that hoarding of wealth, especially from these elites. And yeah, because the North Node is going to go into Aquarius, and that's amplifying the group energy, not the special one energy. Bringing to, Jesse Jackson died on the day of the solar eclipse, which is today, February 17th. An eclipse in Aquarius, 28 degrees, almost to the end of the sign that rules groups and civil rights and bring equity and righting wrongs from the hierarchical structures, flattening them out so everybody can have a seat at the table. Yeah, so he died today. I said on my moon memo, what are we mourning? Well, we were mourning Jesse Jackson. Yeah. And there was this thing on Instagram where somebody told her mother, she was getting ready to tell her mother, and her mother must have been a Leo, and she said, Jesse Jackson. Her mother said, I can't take any more of this. And she said, Jesse Jackson. Her mother fainted, fell out and went down to the ground. It was really, it was just funny. Because she was upset about Jesse, but she was for a fact. Anyway, on a tangent. At this new moon on March 18th, great time to set intentions. Have a ritual. Sit down and think about what you're bringing into your life at this time. Initiate new projects. Take things slow. This will be a new moon that's not an eclipse, so it's a great time to get back to your intentions if you didn't set any, because we say with eclipses, you kind of see what happens. Creativity can abound. Dream journal. Do a dream journal. Do a tarot reading for yourself. This is a great time for intuition. Mercury is retrograde, so you may want to finish things rather than start something new. Tame escapism. Yeah, take things slow. You might want to wait till after the 20th to make your intentions. Now, I'm going to tell you about the signs, but first, let me tell you about my events. I am going to be on an astrology panel with Gemini Brett and the Leo King, who I've not met yet, at this New Living Expo. 90 speakers, 125 exhibits, 3,000 plus attendees in San Rafael, California, April 17th through 19th. It's only $55 for 3 days. So my event's on that Saturday, which is the 18th. So hope to see you there. If you come, say hello. And then with this Pisces season, this is a perfect time to do my proper care and feeding of the moon course. You can go to my shop. I'll put the link in the show notes on astrologybyceleste.com, the shop page, and get this course. And you do it on your own time. You'll learn all about your natal moon by sign, house, aspect, the phase you were born in, the moon phase you were born in, and really to get in touch with your emotional body and start learning about what you need in order to feel a sense of inner security and grounding, what you can do to support your emotional body. And you can learn about the people in your life as well. Okay, let's go to Aries. Okay, Aries, now you are up first. As always, I tried to do it in reverse, and it was just too much for me. I guess I could do it, but we're just going to start with Aries as usual. So, Aries, this Pisces is going through the sun is in Pisces during Pisces season. It's going through your 12th house, spotlighting 12th house things like solitude. It's a great time to retreat. This is a house of retreat. It's also the house of where we go to places we'd rather not be, like hospitals. So maybe you want to have an appointment at the doctor. Now, mysticism. You may have like a really elaborate dreams around this time. You may realize self-undoing is an issue and that you need to tame it. Secrets may be revealed about hidden enemies. You may find out Sally in accounting told Jeff in shipping that you are too slow with your paperwork and now you're mad about that. But don't be, get off the cross. Maybe you do need to get your paperwork in earlier or better. Yeah. Now, a great time to focus on, and maybe you want to set intentions at the new moon about health and taming bad habits, because there may be something that comes at the full moon, like you go to a party, drink yourself silly, and then you realize, oh my God, I got to get a hold of this. And then at the new moon, you tame that. Yeah, great time to plan downtime and do some spiritual practices. Now, small pets are in the 6th house. Maybe you decide, oh, I want to get a new dog or get a new cat, or oh, my cat's getting too fat. I got to put them on a diet. You know, all sorts of things can be coming up. If you have employees, something may come to your attention about one of them. You may catch them chatting about you in the break room. Okay, Taurus, this is the 11th house of groups, friends, teams, the collective. The sun is going through this house. What is coming up to your conscious attention? It's also the future and hopes and dreams. Jan Spiller says, whenever there's a new moon in your 11th house, it's a great time to just make wishes, put it out there, because the 11th house is a house of good fortune. Yes, it is. So it's also the money that you make from the work you do. Yeah, maybe you'll get a raise. Yeah. If you have something here that Jupiter is trining, yes, because for this, Jupiter is going through the 3rd house for you. Anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent. Make new moon wishes, set intentions can be a good thing. Now, the full moon's in your 5th house. So there may be a story across this axis of your child, 5th house, somebody else's child, 11th house, or your child and their spouse. Something could be coming up. Maybe they get engaged. Yes, this could be happening. If it's Mercury retrograde, don't run out and spend a whole bunch of money because the wedding may be delayed. If you get a refundable deposit on the venue, I mean, they may still get married, but yeah, or it may be delayed that they with Mercury retrograde, that they actually tie the knot or something about it could be delayed. But anyway, don't worry about it. Just be mindful about spending too much money too fast. Yeah, you can set intentions for groups, friends, organization. Maybe there's a group you want to join. Community is so important. I cannot stress how important community is at this time with Pluto and Aquarius, the North Node going into Aquarius in July. Like having a network is going to be more and more important as we go through this time. For Gemini, this is your 10th house, an angular house. The sun going through your 10th house, you will be more visible at work, whether you like it or not. So this is not the time to be sneaking out early and doing stuff like that, because you may come in and smell alcohol on your boss's breath with a Pisces season. Yeah, or you may catch people at work making eyes at each other who shouldn't be. That could be something. Deception, can be coming up. Now, maybe setting intentions about what you want to do in your work at this time, your goals, really reviewing them, thinking about what steps you want to take. This came out this Sunday that the CEO of Microsoft AI says that most white-collar jobs tasks can be done by AI. He suspects within the next 18 months. So if you have a job where you're just sitting at the computer, think about what of these tasks can AI do? Do I need to think about moving into a different role? Maybe where I'm customer facing or something that means a computer can't do what I do. Do I need a side hustle? What do I need to do? More education. These can be things you are thinking about, Gemini, and because Uranus is going into Gemini, which is coming to your ascendant at some point. Now, it may not be for many years, but there could be change coming for you. And Virgos, yeah. The Virgo risings, you're going to think about that too, in case I forget to say it. Setting objectives around life goals, raising your public profile. Maybe you're thinking about retirement, but something may come to your conscious attention with the full moon lunar eclipse in your 4th house about your parents. Maybe you have to leave work early to take one of your parents to the doctor, or there's just something comes to your conscious attention about, oh, yes, that perfectionism I learned in my childhood is not serving me in my work. I need to just trust more that I've done enough rather than analysis paralysis about things. For Cancer, this Pisces sun is moving through your 9th house, making a trine to your ascendant at some point. So this can be nice energy. The 9th house rules foreign travel, religion, philosophy, higher courts, higher education, publishing. Do you want to publish something? Do you want to do something with your in-laws? How are they doing? Yeah, you may, the 3rd house is where the full moon will be. There may be something about your philosophies, like if the e-file stuff may really kind of shake you to your core. There's so much now about child abuse. This is part of Uranus and Gemini. We got a taste last year. It's going back in April 26th. This is a big story about it coming because Gemini rules children. Saturn, Neptune, Aries, and Aries. Aries has associations with young people too. Like it's coming to our conscious attention about how kids are not being taken care of, and like Pluto and Aquarius and like groups of people is coming to our conscious attention. Pluto unearthing these group secrets and things like that. So make plans. Would you want to learn something new at the new moon? Set intentions about learning new skills, getting involved. Maybe you're like have just had it and you're going to get involved in local politics, publish your work, or take a class to expand your mind. If you're a Cancer rising, you definitely should have a relationship with your natal moon, and my proper care and feeding of the moon can help you understand the moon rules our emotions and our intuitive body and what we need to feel safe. So maybe you want to think about doing that class. If you have not, you can go to my shop page. Something may come up with your siblings. Oh God, I hope nothing's coming up with my siblings. Yeah, we're full exposure about something, or they may tell you something about their spouse. Third house is siblings. If something comes up with them, I hope it's nothing but good things. I'm a little nervous. Anyway, something's going on right now. That's why I say that. Okay. Anyway, Leo, this is going to be in your 8th house. The sun, Pisces sun, traveling through your 8th house that rules sexuality, death, debt, and taxes, inheritances, other people's property, transformation, joint finances. So themes may be coming up. And the 8th house is our 8th house can often be in our blind spot. It's a quincunx to the ascendant. It can be about our shadows that we'd rather not face, but this is important to face it at this time. You may want to set intentions about reducing debt, focusing on intimacy with your partner, facing your shadows. The full moon in the 2nd house, you may get a bill and or because you wanted something looking fancy, Leo, and realize, oh my God, I've got to get this debt under control, especially with the economy and the shape it's in. Virgo, this is very personal for you. The sun is moving through your 7th house, an angular house of the partner, the love partner, business partner, best friend, open enemy, the moon, full moon in your 1st house. Now, the 7th house also has to do with doctors as well. So whenever there's a lunar eclipse in your 1st house, it's important to have gone to the doctor, get all your testing done and things like that, because this can be times where health stuff comes up, or maybe you just decide you're going to do something with Saturn, Neptune, and Aries that is going to build muscle, that's going to test your strength and endurance. This could be something that you decide to do with the full moon lunar eclipse in your 1st house. But you might want to create actions about socializing, healthy boundaries. Maybe you and your partner, do you need to have more fairness with the relationship? Do you need to have a conversation about how you speak to each other during Mercury retrograde? Or something about, debt. It's not the best time to be taking on debt with Saturn going through your 8th house, but sometimes we got to do what we got to do. Yes. How can you bring more beauty into your life? For Libra, the sun is going through your 6th house of health, daily habits, small pets, employees, worries, how you serve. This is like burdens, a house of burdens. So it's like when you're doing 6th house stuff, sometimes it's just stuff you got to get done, like getting your receipts together for your taxes, running errands, all this kind of stuff that you just got to do, taking your pets to the vet, taking yourself to the doctor. Yeah. So creating actions about improving your health is a great thing to do. The full moon in your 12th house, Libra is ruled by Venus, a sugar, like maybe you need to reduce your sugar or something like that. Maybe you spend too much time socializing and you need to get serious about something. Yeah. Really notice what's happening at this full moon lunar eclipse in your 12th house. It may really shed some light on self-undoing. Maybe you decide to go on a retreat. Maybe you're doing everything right. You just need a retreat. You need to get away from the burdens of every day. For Scorpio, this sun is going through your 5th house of children, romance, love, sex for pleasure, and gambling, vacations, risk-taking. This is a great time to engage in your hobbies. The 5th house is a house of joy. Are you having enough joy in your life? If you're not, with the lunar eclipse in the 11th house, you may have a full exposure about a friendship or something like that. Or, yeah, you could be thinking about, yeah, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, maybe you want to grab a friend, go on vacation, take fun, have a party, something like that. Make resolutions to nourish your inner child or nurture your inner child, improve your relationship with your kids. Maybe you want to do something fun with your kids and their spouse or something like that to build more joy in your life. Get sexy back. Yes, this is a great time to get sexy back if it left. But as a Scorpio, hopefully sexy has not left. Yes, Sagittarius. Okay, now this is the sun is going through your 4th house of home, family, and foundations, and the lunar eclipse in your 10th house of your work. So, like maybe you're thinking about changing a job. Yeah, maybe you're just spending more time at home, connecting with family, building security and ancestry projects. For Capricorn, the sun is going through your 3rd house, the house of siblings, community, short trips, the mind. So you may notice, like you're thinking, are you thinking in a pessimistic way or an optimistic way? Or is there any depression or what's going on with your mind? Think about that. And do you need something if your mind's running away with you for how to tame it? The lunar eclipse is in your 9th house of philosophy. So all of this stuff that's going on in the collective, where we're finding out about all of these horrible things these people are doing, you may really spend some time thinking about this and how your concept is your philosophy is being like, oh my God, especially as a Capricorn, someone who maybe is a bit more traditional or respects authority and seeing like the people we're supposedly supposed to respect are some of the worst human beings on the planet. Now, you may set goals around networking. This is a great time, like if you have your own business, maybe you want to spruce up your website, put out a newsletter, think about journaling regularly, taming your anxious mind if it is anxious, connecting with your siblings. Maybe you go on a trip to visit your siblings. Yeah, maybe you're thinking about at the full moon, you decide where you're going on vacation. Aquarius, the 2nd house of resources, is where the sun is spotlighting this Pisces season. Income, values, self-esteem, your security needs, your talents in the 2nd house. So you may want to set intentions about building savings, increasing your income. Pluto is going through your 2nd house. So that can be a change, or maybe you're deciding you might just cut that cord for Amazon or Netflix or something like that and say, cluck, cluck, I'm done. And it may be a protest, or maybe it's just to save money. So yeah, there's going to be a lunar eclipse in your 8th house of shared assets. So maybe you're budgeting or doing tax stuff with this energy. Yeah, that could be thinking about debt consolidation and things like that. For Pisces, this is in your first house. The sun is going through your first house. It's like ah, it's like a bit of a rebirth as the sun crosses your ascendant, spotlighting your vitality, identity, the physical body, the appearance, the mask you wear, your image. Maybe decide to make some changes about your appearance or something like that. Yeah. If you've been going to the gym like at the beginning of the year, maybe this is when you poop out and stop, and then the sun comes there and you're like, oh, I need to get back to it or something like that. The North Node is in your first house. What are you doing to hopefully you may be getting more attention and more amplified out there in the collective with because the North Node's an amplifier. So create some actions around your health. Maybe if you have any things around confidence, courage. It favors the bold. Fortune favors the bold with Saturn and Neptune and Aries. We're going into fire stuff. It's a time to dust ourselves off, get a thicker skin, and get out there and be ready to take on the day, make our dreams come true, like go for what we want to go for. Yes. Okie dokie, please like, subscribe, comment. What house is this going through? What are you hoping for in Pisces season? Yeah, you can go to astrologybyceleste.com. Go to my shop page and see if there's anything you'd like. I have books, decks, all kinds of things there. The calendar I'm a collaborator. I'm an affiliate for. Yeah, Tiffany, my friend and collaborator, creates the Wise Skies digital calendar. You get a code there. Yes, make sure you're on my mailing list because if anything happens, and whatever, YouTube went down like today. What if, it went down for a month and you really wanted to connect with me? Make sure you're on my mailing list. Yes, yes. Listen to the Celestial Insights podcast for weekly guidance about how to navigate the energies of the week like a boss. Check out my events page. I have all kinds of things. I'm going to be mentoring. Oh, I should have talked about that. Shoot. I'm going to be mentoring in May. It starts. Book a reading, event, or astrology mentoring or coaching program. Yeah, with me on my website. I do Instagram lives 10 a.m. on Wednesdays, and I am loving Threads. I'm spending most of my social media time on Threads. Yeah, more so than anything else. So anyway, take good care of yourself. I hope this was helpful. We are in for a really, a lot is going to be happening this eclipse season. And I keep getting watch what happens live. So we're going to see something on the TV or something. Oh, we'll see what it is. So take good care of yourself. And yeah, thank you for watching.